Alright guys, so I'm Tavetendo and this is Gemfire. This is a kind of a medieval risk style game that revolves all around wizards and whatnot. Gemfire actually has 4 different scenarios. Um, you might think that the first scenario is going to be the easiest one, but it is actually the fourth one that is the easiest, so that's the one we're going to go ahead and do. So give me 1 second. So here we go. There's 4 different families we can choose from. The fastest families are the Blanche and the Lyle, but Lyle is actually the fastest. So here we go. The advisory pick doesn't matter. I always pick the Jester for good luck. And here we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a thing that first we're going to change our tech speed to 0 because it's the fastest. And now we're going to attack 10. We're taking most of our troops, and we're going to take 3 days of food. We're not actually going to fight this battle. We're actually just going to leapfrog down to 16. The reason we want to use most of our troops is to force them to use their wizards. Wizards in Gemfire are only good once every 3 turns. So as soon as we get here, we're going to retreat to 16. And now we just got to hope RNG doesn't capture Adriel, which they did. So now we got to hope that we can get Wolfen down there. This is where RNG is just amazing in this game. So we're going to try and use Ander to do the same thing. Try to leapfrog to 16. Oh my gosh, this is like the worst RNG ever. This is absolutely terrible RNG. Alright, third time's the charm, right? Third time's the charm. Actually, Romance of the Three Kingdoms was made also by Koei. There's another game that's very similar. Oh, someone took 16 and I didn't notice. We need to go down to 9. I didn't notice that someone took 16. This is where things are going to get interesting. Because everything that I want to have happen just didn't happen in pretty quick succession. So this is where we go to all the backup strats that we've been practicing for the last month. Because now we're into February and we haven't been able to do anything that we wanted. So now we're going to try and capture Aaron. Capturing Aaron early makes this run go a lot faster. So after each battle we have with Aaron, please spam chat with some bless RNGs to see if we can get him. We always turn off animations at all times because animations take about 10 to 20 seconds every time, and that's just a lot of time to lose. The biggest problem we run into here is that Aaron has really, really high war stat. He has one of the highest in the entire scenario. Now, the reason we only ever take 3 days of food is because we don't care about running out of food in this run. Running out of food isn't something that's generally going to happen. It's very uncommon. But you can see because they have 11 days of food and I only have 3, that they are turtling because they just want to hold me out. Oops, nope, we're actually going to go in here. We're going to hit the archers here. Archers can't attack you melee, so by doing this, they can't shoot at my Fachin. 5th units are the most important part of this game, and the lower their health is, the lower damage they do. It's kind of like their unit health. So we want to keep the Fauchen as healthy as possible. Now we do want to wipe out his entire army here, because that gives me a better shot at capturing him. You'll notice that I'm not quite killing any of his units. That's not optimal for what we want to do right now. So I'm hoping, so this is good that his Lancers attacked me because they just killed themselves. Okay, and that's fine too. So what we're going to do here is we are actually going to attack the guy on the flag. And we're going to move him here. We're not actually going to attack. We're going to hope that he doesn't retreat and then he moves on to the flag. And then I can just totally wipe him out, and I have a better statistical chance at capturing Aaron. There we go. Less RNG, please. Nope. Bad RNG continues. Alright, so now the key is we have to find where Aaron ran to. He went to 10. Alright. We're probably going to be able to take half our troops with the amount of food we have. Yep, here we go. And they have an ogre. Ogres aren't very good. So his flag's actually under that tree towards the north. So we're going to just take the units we're planning on using up north as to keep his ogre kind of locked in place. I'm really bad about remembering to turn off animation. I probably forget about 2 to 3 times a run to turn off animation. You'll notice I don't use most of my troops. It's because they're really kind of useless. Moving them just wastes time. Oops, almost turned animation back on. That would have been bad. Okay, that's awesome that we almost killed his cav already. Oops, it didn't register my second movement. Actually, what we're going to do is move here, which blocks his archer, and so his archer can't hurt me. So now his archer's stuck, and because they're hoping to wait me out, they are just going to sit here and take it. Now here's where we hope RNG is with us. Breaking fences doesn't always work. As you can see, fence breaking isn't happening at all right now. Yep, that's what we expected to have happen, which is absolutely fine. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, this actually works out beautifully. The Fauchen's going to take some serious damage here, but you'll notice that he can't get to his flag. There's 2 ways to win battles in Gemfire. You either completely wipe out the opponent, or you get on their flag, which is what we're about to do. Alright, bless RNG, let's capture Aaron. Where do you run to now? This is what makes this run take some time, is chasing down people that you're trying to capture. It's really bad. What we're going to actually do here is, because things aren't going the way we want them to, we were going to try to hire somebody, but there's nobody worth hiring. So we are going to send supplies over here. Alright, so this is probably Anise, and Anise is terrible. Anise has the absolute lowest war stats in this scenario. So we're going to have Wolf in attack. We're not going to even bother taking a 5th unit, which could be a problem if she's hired a 5th unit. But she hasn't. So this is going to be, this is a time loss compared to our world record run. World record in Gemfire is currently at 31:23. Don't let that make you think that all runs go that fast. I've had runs go everywhere from the 31:23 all the way to an hour and 25 minutes. And you'll notice that yet again, she's turtling. She has 22 days of food compared to my 2, which is actually a strat we use to make things easier. I don't even know why I'm using my archers, because they're not going to matter. But, just in case. Because her war stat is so low, I think her war stat's literally 14, if I recall correctly, and Wolfen's a 94. Wolfen is just going to annihilate Anise at every single battle. Yeah, we're not going to worry about archers. That's just time loss moving them every time. Because if my lancers can attack her lancers from the rear, it would wipe them out in a turn. And they just made that not happen because they're jerks. Average for the run, I'd say, is really around 50 minutes if you can get good RNG. The way RNG has already gone so far this run, I'm going to tell you I don't expect to see it come in under an hour. Alright, we capture. We always demand food, because food is more important than gold in this game. Now what I'm going to check is what we can hire here. We can hire warriors, which we don't want. Let's look at what Tyrion's got over here. He's got 50 troops. You probably didn't notice because I went through it pretty quickly, but when we looked at Tyrion, you probably saw that he, instead of having crossed swords like it does next to Wolfen's face, it has a flag. The flag means that the province is remotely controlled, which means that his stats are actually in half, because Tyrion's not actually in this province controlling. He's actually somewhere else, so his stats are halved. Which means instead of having his normal 86, they have a 43 to Wolfen's 94. You know, everybody says about the speed games they run that the music is amazing, but I really jam out to the Gemfire music. Now this time we really are going to use the archers. The nice thing is, you see how his knights are positioned inside their little brick bunker? I'm going to be able to get a rear attack on them, which is going to do substantially more damage than attacking them from the front or the flank. Now archers have really low power. It's really frustrating. So you can see I leave them with 1. If I'd had 33 archers, they would have all died. But I wanted to leave some people in my previous province, because just having something to defend is very worthwhile. Because you may have noticed, I haven't used any of my wizards yet. So really all I'm doing now is finally taking the provinces I wanted to have at the beginning of the run, where people kept getting captured. So 14 minutes in, we're almost to where we wanted to be, about a minute and a half in. So now we finally have 16, which is huge. So we're going to do some new strats here. We're going to actually hire something called shooters here. This is something I started doing recently. We're going to try and defect Wraith. Wraith's in 18. 18 and 19 are the only ones you can really get. So what we need to do is check what kinds of resources Wolfen has. He has 90 and 94, that's not great. Anders fine in 10. So we're actually going to use some domestic commands to send resources down to 16. You know what, we're going to see. I don't expect the Divas family to surrender, but it makes things a lot easier for me if they do. Alright, Carl wants to attack me. I don't have very much food. You know what, we're actually just going to retreat and take all that stuff with us down to 10. This actually spreads them out, which is good for me. It just means I might have to fight an extra battle. Here with Wolfen, we're hopefully going to hire gunners. Gunners, along with shooters, are the two best 5th units in the game. Aaron's hiding in 11. Perfect, and it's still February. He's not going to get his wizards back until April. So I've got a couple more turns. Turn order in this game is RNG dependent. The provinces don't always go in the same order. Oh, I didn't realize my faction got messed up that bad. I should have used a wizard. He didn't go down to 35 in that fight, did he? Okay, let's see. How are we gonna work this? Okay. So we'll do it this way. We're gonna take the lancers and the archers up north, and we're gonna have the Fachin position himself. We gotta move the Fachin across from the archer. With 35 health, he's not gonna do a whole lot. For some reason, I thought he was at 77. Oh, for a second there I thought I forgot to turn off animation. Because it looked a little delayed. Now if his lancers stay still, we're in pretty good shape. Okay, they did. As you can see, my Fachin's only doing 8 when he was doing 40. That's how important their health is. Nope, I pressed over twice. There we go. So now we're going to start hitting his archers from both sides to try and kill them quicker. This is going to force him to move his knights onto the flag, which will give me better angles to attack them. Okay. Let's hope that we can do enough damage. Bless RNG. Awesome. We don't even have to worry about the ogre now. In theory, we don't have to worry about the ogre. We'll see. Okay, sweet. That guy didn't attack. That one did, which I expected. Ooh, he did a lot more damage than I was anticipating. Alright, so we're going to do this, which might look really weird, but I was trying to move my lancers so they would get attacked in the front, so hopefully they don't get wiped out. They probably still will, but I'm hopeful. Oh, okay, they didn't get wiped out, which means we're just going to take out his knights and take the flag. We don't even have to worry about those last 2 units. Oh, we captured Aaron. Aaron will never join us, so we just banished him. And we know that Carl's chilling up here in 6. And he's got hardly any food. So we're actually going to go up and attack Carl. Carl has really bad stats. And we're actually going to take Shyla. She's our worst wizard that we have at the moment. If we can capture Carl, he will surrender and join us, which means we're done fighting in the north and we can focus on the other half of the continent. And the big reason we haven't focused on the other half of the continent isn't because we don't care, just our turns haven't taken us down there. You know, if you think about it, Aaron's really a bad leader. You know, he will never surrender no matter how bad he does, which really means he's just forcing his guys to get killed. So he's really not a very good leader, if you really think about it in historical context. And me being a social studies teacher, I think about it that way. Now, by moving Chilo where I did, his archers can do me no damage, because they can't get to a spot that is directly in front or to the side of me and have a space of room. And you can kind of tell 5th unit strength by their health. The computer never hires the human 5th units, like shooters or gunners or warriors or lancers, but they are all better than the monster style units. But you'll never see them. The computer just doesn't hire them. Nope, they are not random. Each province has its own set map. My least favorite map is going to be 22. We'll see that here in a little bit. Londres is the absolute worst map. I hate it. It's really hard. Okay, his lancers just, you know, decided to kill themselves, which I'm okay with. I'm not going to stop them from doing that. I should not have attacked that unit. That's a mistake. Yep, because now Carl got away. So now we play the game of Chase Carl. So where did Carl go? He's probably in 3. Yep. Okay, so now we have Lorne here. What Lorne's going to do is he's actually going to take most of his troops down here. We're not going to take a 3rd unit, and we're going to attack the king. The king has, like, the 2nd worst stats, but he has the dragon, and the dragon is the absolute best 5th unit. The dragon is actually central to the storyline. I mean, it sounds weird that a Risk-style game has a storyline, but we do. Oh, they captured Lorne. There's 2 bad things about getting captured. 1, I lost Lorne, who has amazing war stat, and 2, all the troops Lorne had with him are gone. So I've got 1 more month of no wizards for the other side here. So he's got 120. Esselred has 345. Let me see here. How many troops are still chilling there? 43. I'll move Wraiths over. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go down into 20. We only take most of our troops to try and leave something behind for the rest of for defense. So shooters are very akin to gunners. The other speedruns on the leaderboard, you know, there's only 3 people who speedrun this game. They never used the shooters in their runs. I only recently discovered shooters in preparation for this marathon. When I was trying to come up with worst case scenarios. You know, doing no reset runs, because Gemfire can be very reset heavy. And I accidentally discovered shooters. No reset runs is how we got the current world record. RNG was not kind to me, and I just kept playing anyway, and I broke the world record. And so sometimes, you know, Gemfire giveth and Gemfire taketh away. So we're actually not going to shoot the guy in the flag. We're going to shoot the archers in the flank. What this does is it saves me watching the blinking animation for when they try to attack me, which would be time wasted, even if it's only about 5 seconds. But we're already pretty far behind where we want to be. Now what's probably going to happen is I'm only going to have to take out 1 more of their units and they will retreat. And you'll notice, even though I brought hundreds of other troops with me, they're all just chilling on the sidelines and letting the mercenaries do their job, just like true war tactics. We hired them to die and to kill, and we're just going to watch them do it. If we capture Shabard, we're definitely asking for food, and we didn't. Alright, so now, if they have low units like 59, they might not even fight me. The 61 and 30 definitely wouldn't. So because we are low on food, I imagine We can only take half, which is fine because we're not actually using our troops anyway. We're just using the shooters. No, what happens, I didn't explain that, that's a great question. What happens when you run out of food, you'll notice at the top of the screen, under where it says Pender, it says 46 and 2. It means I have 46 units of food that will last me 2 days. As my troops die, I will actually get more days worth of food, because I don't have to feed as many guys. You know, it's kind of like that whole Napoleonic thought of, we don't have to pay you unless you make it to the end of the month. So we really don't have to feed you unless you make it to the next day. If I run out of food, every day is 4 turns. So by taking 3 days worth of food, I'm giving myself 12 turns. At the end of my turns, I just automatically lose. Actually, nope, we don't want to do that. We want to go here. Again, we put ourselves there for 2 reasons. 1, so we could get the archers without having to watch the archers blink. And 2, I'm trying to bait his 4th unit into attacking me, which didn't happen. Nice. And always ask for food. It takes more food to do a battle than it takes anything else. And here we have no money and hardly any food, so we can't actually attack Karl, who ran back to 5, who has 35 whole troops. So what I'm going to do is, what is it looking like in 11? 11's where we want to be, so we're going to do 2 things. First, we're going to change who's in charge of 11. And we're going to make that Wolfen. Nope, Wolfen's not there. We're going to make it Adral. And then we're going to move all of our troops to hang out with Adral. And now we're back to Pender. So because of how this works, Pender's gotten 3 turns already. And we're going to fight Esselred down here in 30. And Esselred has the 2nd lowest war stat in this scenario, only to Anise. And he is controlling this remotely, which means his war stat is like 20. And actually, we haven't even seen the gunners yet. This is all just the shooters. The gunners are still hanging out up in 16. They haven't even started their descent into wrecking people down south. This province I'm coming into right now, 30 and 16 are the only 2 provinces in the scenario that have gunners. The only ones that have shooters are 19 and 22. Now, I haven't actually gone and checked every single province during a run to see what's there. Oop, don't turn animation on. There's actually a website out there that's dedicated to Gemfire that has all the different people's statistics. It shows, you know, starting values in every province, and it tells you every 5th unit available in every province in the game. Yeah, I've just heard a lot of people have never heard about this game. I first played it back when I didn't understand how to play video games very well. I was at a friend's house who had rented it, and so they said, hey, let's play co-op, because Gemfire isn't just a single-player game, there is a co-op. Well, it's not really co-op. You each control a family and you try to take over the whole thing together. I would be interested in routing a co-op run of Gemfire sometime. You know, do 2-player on it, and then you just have somebody surrender to the other one at the end, and that would be time. Alright, what we need to do is check way down here in 30. He's fine. He's fine for attacking. He's fine for attacking. So we're just going to see if maybe, just maybe, Tyrion wants to surrender. And Tyrion's a punk, so he doesn't want to surrender. Karl's up in 5. Double check for paranoia. He spent his turn buying food. He doesn't have hardly any troops. Hopefully the faction has healed up some. This is actually a US game. I don't even know if it was released in Japan, to be honest with you. It has multiple ports. I think somebody in chat already mentioned the fact that it has multiple ports. There's an NES, PC, Genesis, and Super Nintendo. The Genesis version is actually much faster. If you see how fast my guys are moving in battle, the Genesis version, it's like they're running. So the Genesis world record's like 14 minutes. I would really, like, a game I have like on my docket to mess around and try and play is actually called Liberty or Death. It's actually a very similar style game during the American Revolution, and you can either control the British or the Americans, the colonists. So I'm debating seeing what that game looks like. Alright, let's break a fence, plus RNG. And we're going to break this fence too. No, we're not going to break that fence. So if he doesn't use his 4th unit, okay, so we're just going to use our archers to shoot here, which takes out 5. That's fantastic. Let's hope our Fachin can do a little better. Nice. Okay, so this actually works out really well. It gives us a rear attack on his knights for sitting on the flag. He's probably going to move his archers down to shoot me. Yep, there it is. And we're actually not going to hit his archers. We're actually going to hit the dude on the flag, which will actually cause his lancers to move onto the flag. I don't know if I can take these guys out in one shot. Let's find out. I think we're going to be a little low. Yep. And now he's going to retreat. Come on, bless RNG. Let's capture Carl. Nope. So if we're really lucky, he moved himself down to 12. Okay, Tyrion's attacking me. We're 65. I have 43. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and fight this. And against my better judgment, we're going to use Peluvius. And Peluvius is just going to wreck them. I don't run any other Koei games at the moment. Ever since last year when I saw the Super Nintendo Superstars, I wanted to do it. I wanted to be a part of this marathon because I thought it was super cool because the SNES is my favorite console ever. And so when I heard the new one was coming up, I had just started Gemfire, and I thought that it would be a fun one to showcase. And so I've been working really hard on it, and as much as I want to do other Koei games, just didn't happen. You notice his lancers start retreating to the flag, even though there's no way they're going to get there in time. I remember playing Uncharted Waters as a kid and having no clue what was going on. It was the second one, New Horizons. Like, anytime I tried to add a second ship, I just got annihilated. Alright, time to see the gunners. This is what all previous speedruns have been based on in this game, was just this one unit. And you notice that we're 34 minutes in. It's the first time we actually get to see them in this run. Now the AI gets kind of scripted in some battles. So you will see that his first unit, his Lancers, they're going to move over one, and they're going to chill there the whole time. Even once their flag is totally unprotected, that guy is not going to move. And so we're just going to stand on the other side of this fence and just blow them up. And then do the long wait. It's going to take us 2 turns to capture the flag after we take out all of his units. You know, Warsong is an amazing game. Playing this made me want to play Warsong again, but I don't have a Genesis. There's a really cool game that never came to the US that's the sequel to Warsong called Der Langrisser, which is a lot of fun. They didn't want to pay us a lot of food, so we took Brian. So now is where we hope that Tyrion's like, oh no, I'm down to 2 provinces, and I'll surrender. So let's check out what's going on in 23. We're going to send them some stuff just to be safe. Okay. Did Carl move to 12? No, that would have been way too convenient. So here's where we just go through provinces we don't care about. Now, Eadric's down here in 25. He's the leader of this family. I don't have what it takes to take him out right now, because I use Pluvius in defense. And we're back to Pender. Remember him? We left him alone for a long time. Well, he's back. Now, I absolutely hate the setup on this level. Absolutely hate it. You'll notice there's not a really good place to stand to get a flanking attack, because even though that knight just tried to build a fence there where the Lancers just moved down to, he never does. So he's going to build one to the south of him, which makes it so when everyone comes into that spot, they are facing right at the only place I can put my shooters to take them out. My brother bought the 3DS Langrisser, and he really didn't like it, and so then he returned it, and then for some reason bought it again, because it was suddenly cheaper. Because it's cheaper, hopefully he'll like it more. I don't know. I don't understand my brother's logic. They are porting Langrisser 1 and 2, but far as I've heard, they're only planning on porting it in Japanese. Okay, so he actually hasn't built any fences, which is okay. But still, the archers are going to come in and they're going to face me. Now he might retreat here. Yes, the shooters are carrying a gun. Yeah, it's wizards and gunpowder. You know, you have might and magic, we have might and gunpowder. That's Gemfire. Okay, Pender needs some stuff, so we are going to send him stuff. Alright, Adril, it's still March. Let's take out Carl. So this is the biggest time loss. In my PB, I captured both Aaron and Carl in like 3 battles, which made it go way faster. So the strat we're actually hoping to use in this battle is, you notice how he has fences all around him. What we're hoping to do is that he's going to build a fence behind him. And that's going to make it so none of his buddies can help him. But that doesn't look to be how this is going to work for us. You know, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no clue what determines if they abandon you at the end of a month. If I did, my PB would probably be about 2.5 minutes faster. Because in my PB, I had gunners desert me twice in 2 different provinces. If my Fachman were at full health, I would have moved him right in front of that Unit 4 of Knights and have him fire up into Unit 2 on the flag, but my Fachman isn't healthy enough for that. But we're going to do it anyway. Because, in theory, your ability to build fences is tied into your health. Now his knights should just attack me in the flank because it's good for them. The wizards actually have super cool battle animations. Unfortunately, I don't think I am going to win this fight in time. It's going to really come down to breaking this fence on this turn. The best way to increase your chances to capture commander, there's 2 things you can do. One, you have them surrounded, so there's nowhere else they can go. That almost guarantees you a capture. The other one is wiping out all of their troops. Building and breaking fences is also tied to your unit's health. My 5th unit currently is called a Fachin. It is a one-eyed, one-armed ogre, because that made sense to Koei. Okay, we only have 3 turns to finish this out. I'm not sure it's going to happen. So we're going to have to be very careful with how and when we kill this unit. I need to kill his unit with my Fachin. That way I can just move my Lancers onto the flag and take it. So we're going to move here next to the Orcs, which is really going to be bad if we don't take it this turn. Okay, there we go. That's the battle. Oh, and we got Carl, and we recruit him. And now we're done fighting in the north just in time to get all their wizards when we need them. Oh, we don't have to split. This is a marathon. Alright, so now we're going to look down here at Pender. Pender's at 74 troops. He's perfectly fine. Galford will be fine. Wolfen will be fine. Okay. Let's see. Does Eadric want to end the run for me? Nope, he doesn't. Eadric does not want to be nice and end the run. Oh, we have so many wizards right now. Whew. I forgot we clicked over to April and we got all those wizards now. But he also has his wizard. So, you'll notice I have like no troops, so they're kind of useless to me. But what we are going to do is we are going to take our troops up, And we're going to fight not to win, but just to kill them off so I gain an extra day to take out this battle. So I'm moving my Lancers to fight his Lancers, not because I expect to win, because I expect them to die, which will give me enough food for a 4th day. Because shooting my shooters into the wizard is going to take almost a full day to kill her. And so I know I'm going to need extra time. So we sacrifice the Lancers so we don't have to feed them. Napoleon would be proud. You'll notice they're doing perfect turtling technique here, which is exactly what we want to see. Now, some people debate in this game that the best wizard is Polybius, and other people believe that it's Zendor. I will tell you, the people who say that it is Zendor are correct. Nope, let's not do that. Zendor and Polybius are only 10 apart in strength, and Zendor moves 3 spaces instead of 2, which to me makes all the difference, especially, because we're speedrunning, gotta go fast. And by moving my Lancers where I have them, his wizard doesn't matter anymore. Because I'm going to take this out, and we didn't even need to sacrifice the Lancers, but because they're here, they're going to step on the flag and take it. Okay, someone we don't care about. Alright, skip. Oh, you want to fight me? Bring it, Eadric. I have never gotten a pasta. I've had to fight a pasta, but I've never actually gotten one. Now, because we've gone so fast, you don't get to see like different wizard specializations. Like Zendor's lightning, Polybius calls down meteors, and Pyron shoots blue jets of flame. Shyla, I believe, is fire. Skolric is poisonous gas. He has the coolest battle animation. And then Shyla, who we fought but we didn't have to actually have combat with, she actually separates their atoms and makes them all weird and distorted. So as we're closing in on the end of the run, I realize I haven't explained to you guys the actual storyline of Gemfire. The storyline of Gemfire is that the wizards all imprisoned this dragon in the crown that is called Gemfire. And the king prized the dragon gem out of the crown so that he can take over the entire continent. His daughter, Robin, thinks this is no bueno, and so she takes the crown and runs up to her bedroom and pries all the wizard gems out of it and throws them out the window. And the wizard gems fly to all the different provinces that are ruled by different lords. And then her dad grounds her and traps her in her room forever because she disobeyed him, so let's just keep her in her room because that makes perfect sense. I don't know why I moved that. No idea why I just did that. Okay, he's going to need some stuff. I should have asked somebody to have Eadric surrender. Oh well. We'll have Ander do it. So you'll notice that the Lancashire family, the crown, they're down to 1. No, I don't want to defect. I want to surrender. They'll never surrender. Because he's the big bad guy with horrible stats. Don't care. Don't care. Give me Wolfen. There's Wolfen. We're actually going to take Zendor instead of the Gunners. Because Zendor has a better range here. And so he's going to be able to hit a turn earlier. I have never played as Gwen when she's in charge of her own family. I believe that's scenario 3, Tyrion's War. She starts in the southeast. I've never played as her. I've tried routing out what I would call Diva's percent, which would be using Lauren's family in this one. And I've considered trying to route out a Kirill percent, which is the first scenario with Lars, who starts in the southwest. He has 2 provinces and Empiron. Yes, this is the absolute worst map. I hate it. But luckily, for some reason, they're behaving today. Last night, my final practice run, they weren't, and they were moving all over the place, and it was making it very weird. But today, they're behaving. They're moving the way they're supposed to. Oh, you jerk. You weren't supposed to do that. We probably have 2 or 3 minutes left. Oh, I can't attack him? I have to move farther away. Okay. We can do that. Yeah, hopefully this is our second to last fight or last fight. Yep, RPG chick destroyed Mystic Quest right before me. Okay, just to show you guys what the animations kind of look like, we'll show you Zendors here at the end of this battle. And you can see why we don't use them in the speedrun, because they're so long. So you can just imagine having to have had to watch that 10 times in this fight. That's a lot of time. This actually was originally a NES game that was then ported to the Super Nintendo and the PC. We captured Esselred. We have to banish him. Alright, let me see, what do you got? 108, yeah. He might surrender, he might not, but for time's sake, we are going to attack him with Skullrick and see what happens here. And actually, if you want to learn to speedrun this on the NES, free world record, nobody does. I'm actually going to keep animation on because I think Skullrick has the coolest battle animation. And we are way underestimate right now. We're about 20 minutes under. Oh, MP, I haven't used Empiron yet this run. I'm so sorry, dude. Animation percent? That would be like over 2 hours, I swear. Alright, just because I think Zendor's attack is super cool. Because he kills you with a gas cloud that has a skull on the front. Skullrick with a skull, yeah. They were super original when they came up with that. Yeah, but your only options for him are to banish him, recruit him, or release him. And I actually found out, when I was not thinking in a practice run, I banished Carl instead of recruiting him. And so there's still provinces that belong to the Blanche family. And so they end up all becoming their own families that you then have to take care of. Like Owen founded the Hawley family. Why is he not running away? That was one too many, isn't it? Nope, okay. Yeah, it is. I want to go here. Okay, he should run away now. He didn't. Alright, this means that we should have a really good chance at capturing. Because generally, if they're still sticking around at this point, it means they're not going to run. Let's find out. Okay, that time he ran. So he's down to 2 provinces. So he should surrender. If he does, as soon as Jasper shows up, it is time. Boom. There we go. So that was Gemfire. We united the continent by banishing and killing and recruiting people. So thank you so much, Speed Gaming and SNES Superstars, for letting me showcase Gemfire. I would be more than willing to anyone who wants to learn this speed run. Just send me a message and I will send you my notes. Notes for this game are kind of weird because it all depends on what order turns come in and what the AI does. Every run of Gemfire is different. That's why I love running it, because you never get the same thing twice. And so here we're seeing in the ending the 6 different wizards, shouting out, doing what they do to retrap the dragon inside of the crown. So thank you so much, Feasel and Speed Gaming, for putting on this marathon. Ever since, like I said, ever since I saw the SNES Superstars marathon last year, I made a goal to learn a speed run really well that I could show off in this marathon. Because the SNES is, in my opinion, the best console ever, which is why I still have one. So here we're going to see the amazing ending of Ander lidding Princess Robin and ungrounding her, because now the dragon's been put back in. So she doesn't want to leave her room because she messed up and caused war. And he says, no, the people want you to come out of your room. It's okay. Oh, and thank you guys so much for the GGs. I think my favorite thing about GGs is seeing all the awesome emotes that people have as GG emotes. I love a good GG emote, I really do. And thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for enjoying Gemfire. So here you can see Andrew saying, Princess Robin, come out of your bedroom, it's okay. I have banished your father. And I think it's really funny that obviously the game wanted you to be Ander. Because if you noticed, all the animations of running, all the pictures it shows you of running away or taking something over, it's Ander. And as we roll through the ending here, you're going to see yet again that it's Ander who's coming out of the castle with the princess. Even though he's not the default option, obviously he is the option that Koei preferred. It's not an ARPG, it's more of a tactical strategy RPG. I never realized how much I loved speedrunning a tactical game until I picked this up a couple months ago. And something about how my brain and strategy and tactics works. Maybe it was my dad raising me on playing Napoleonics and Warhammer that made it so that this just gels with how my brain works. But this was a strategy and tactical RPG. By Koei. Koei's got a lot of games like this. I'm going to start experimenting with them and see what else is out there that is almost as epic as Gemfire. Because don't know how you can beat magic and gunpowder. So thank you guys so much for enjoying Gemfire with me. Thank you for chatting. It was so nice to have a chat to interact with.